offices, and to all of you following on the internet. We hope you all enjoy the broadcast. We're going to cut away and let you listen to the DDO as he calls out the final seconds, and we'll be back once Ariane has cleared the tower. Enjoy the liftoff, everybody. Final countdown coming up.
À tous de DDO, attention pour le décompte final. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top. Allumage Vulcain. Allumage des EAP, décollage. Les paramètres de propulsion sont tous nominaux. La trajectoire est nominale, tous les paramètres en bord sont normaux.
Darting behind the clouds, in and out. Ariane 5 beginning her mission. Beautiful shots. Lifting off at 10:06 local from the ground. Roaring off the ground here in French Guiana. Beginning her mission, the 9th for Arianespace this year, carrying the 4 new satellites in the Galileo constellation. Always impressive shots for the people here at Jupiter and on the beaches and at the observation sites, leaving her trail of smoke and fire. The 2 boosters providing 99% of the thrust right now, propelling the launcher along her trajectory at an ever higher velocity. 760 tons was the mass at liftoff. She's burning 5 tons of fuel every second. Yes, that's every second. 2.5 tons burning in each booster per second. Plus the core stage, first stage burning another 300 kilos of fuel per second. Ariane 5 now following the program in the onboard computer, which gives all the orders, including stage separations, which we will soon see. We are in the first of 4 flight phases, and we'll describe each in turn and in detail, so you can follow Ariane as she heads northeast across the Atlantic. Meanwhile, the DDO saying all well on board. Right now, the first flight phase, the single Vulcan core stage engine, and the 2 boosters are burning. The boosters are going to burn for another maybe 10 seconds, not even, and then you'll see them flame out and
Séparation des EAP.
And there they are, and the DDO has confirmed that. That's what it looks like up there. There's a second booster on the left out of camera range. The boosters fall 500 kilometers from shore in a protected area. You can see the shot there. The 2 boosters, if you can hold his camera steady. Well, we had 2 boosters on either side, and the main point of light was the core stage burning. Before the boosters are empty there, push diminishes and the onboard computer senses the drop in acceleration and decides to separate them. On the bottom of your screen, our altitude on the left and our speed on the right. Altitude approaching 100 kilometers and our speed 2.5 kilometers per second. Remember, we need to be between 8 and 9 kilometers per second to separate the satellites. We're coming up on separation of the fairing. That's in about 20 seconds from now. You can see in the animation the logo on the fairing that's placed there by the customer. Something of a tradition goes way back in the space business. A lot of people collect stickers and decals. The inside of the fairing lined with acoustic panels that protect the satellites from the noise, and there is a lot of noise, of the engines at liftoff.
Séparation de la coiffe.
And there's the separation of the fairing, and the DDO has called out right on time. You see there's one half on the left, the other half is falling out of camera range on the right this time. We can separate the fairing now because we're out of the dense layers of the atmosphere. We're over 100 kilometers up, as you can see on the bottom left of your screen. Neither friction nor heating, which could disturb the passenger, so we can get rid of the dead weight. We are into the second powered flight phase. The boosters have done their job. Only the single lower stage engine burning now. It'll burn
La trajectoire est
for
nominale, tous les
9
paramètres à
minutes
bord sont normaux.
roughly. Our speed is important. That's the role of the main stage. Its cryogel propellant is not only highly efficient but provides a push that can last for a long time. There are different propulsion systems you have noticed on the Ariane 5. Cryogenics, as used in the main stage, are more efficient than solid propellant, which is used in the boosters. Basically, and I'm no engineer, but I do know that solids are for getting us off the ground and away from the pull of the Earth, while cryogenics are more for precision orienting of a vehicle, and we'll see that later on with the upper stage. And of course, they allow the upper stage to be ignited in this version of the Ariane 5. The Ariane 5, remember, is the heavy lift launcher. The two other members of the family, Soyuz, lifting middle-sized payloads, 2 and 3 tons, and Vega, the light lift vehicle for missions of 1 ton and under. Shot of the downrange tracking station.
Acquisition de la télémesure lanceur par la
Alexis
station
Macaire.
navale
You see
Ariane.
Galileo in yellow is the station here, the tracking station in French Guiana, and you see the point of light where Ariane is right now. We're going to the first of what we hope will be several replay shots of liftoff that happened 6 minutes ago. You can relive those intense moments as Ariane 5 took off from the pad. We have cameras at several of the half-dozen observation sites that are stationed across the base, and they furnish us with shots from different angles. And here's another one from a little further back. We should have even more footage later on. The closest observation site is called Toucan. Some of you may have been out there. Many of the VIPs are there tonight, including Patrizia Secchi of ESA, who is going to be joining us here in the booth during the second part of the broadcast. We have been picked up by our downrange tracking station, the ship SNA, the Station Navale Atlantique. That's a ship designed specifically for Ariane missions. We have ground stations, but we also have this boat which can move around to follow the launchers, picking up its radar and telemetry signals. All of Ariane's trajectory, of course, being designed to be followed from the ground. The launcher is sending radar and telemetry constantly back down, and a network of these stations are keeping a constant watch on the health of her systems. Telemetry, you may be asking, what is it? We hear this word a lot. Well, telemetry is launch vehicle data, simply. Information on thousands, I would say 1,500 parameters, is being collected and transmitted to the ground stations every second by the 2 transmitters on board and the antennas outside. These include indicators of Ariane's health and performance in flight.
La trajectoire est nominale, tous les paramètres à bord sont normaux.
Everything is perfect on board, says the DDO. On the left is the flame of the core stage engine still burning, and the long gray tube, that's the lower stage, sorry. Above that, a white band is the upper stage, and you see the 4 satellites exposed to the elements now with their blue solar panels. They're exposed to the elements with the separation of the fairing. The telemetry which comes in is analyzed in real time. Customers get immediate information about their spacecraft, very important for them. Other data are analyzed after the flight to learn how the vehicle has performed. About 30 seconds left in the first stage burn, and you'll hear the DDO, and you'll see on the screen, the DDO will call out extinction, and you'll see the blue flame in our animation go out, and then the lower stage will be separated, and then watch out for the ignition of the upper stage. All that coming up. There's the
Extinction de l'EPC sur commande de guidage.
Confirmation by the DDO.
Séparation EPC.
Of the second stage, and we're waiting for ignition of the upper stage. There we go.
Allumage de l'EPS.
All confirmed by the DDO. These 3 orders given by the onboard computer in about 13 seconds. The separation, the lower stage after separation falls into the Pacific off the coast of
Tous les paramètres à
Peru.
bord sont normaux.
We're now in the third powered flight phase. This is a first 11-minute burn for the upper stage. It'll burn until plus 19 minutes and 55 seconds. There will be another in the second part of the broadcast, about a 6-minute burn. With separation of the lower stage, Ariane 5 has used up all of its 175 tons of propellant, and she has now lost about 14,000 kilos.
Astronomy VIDS, all about space.